Tesla shares trying to dig out of a ditch created by yesterday's bearish pileup. We've got the stock up about 1.25% to $291, but nowhere near its multi-year high here. Investors are bracing for next week's earnings call by Elon Musk and what the ever-colorful, often controversial man behind the wheel might have to say. Let's get to Charlie Gasparino. You've got some early exclusive looks at the bits.
You know, he sounds, just so you know, before I get to these banners, he sounds a little like Dr. Evil. He would drink. He would smoke doobies.
He's got a lovely South African accent. He sounds nothing.
He would make outrageous statements.
Dr. Evil, who's not, by the way,
I run a very profitable
real
company.
person.
Okay, all right. We'll get to that in a minute. The big thing for Tesla is that they have a $920 million bond convertible bond payment due in March. If the stock doesn't go to 360 or above, they have to pay. It's pretty good. You have to.
Stop. It's not.
They have to pay cash for that. Okay. The real question that is being debated now among investors, and I'm talking to people close to the company, know the operations of the company, is will they be able to pay that off in cash if they have to? Do they have enough cash on hand to pay that off? Investors are dubious. What I'm hearing from a lot of investors, they announced that they had $3 billion in cash the last quarter. Mm-hmm. They burned through a lot of cash. If they may have it, but they're just right there. What I'm hearing from inside Tesla is that they believe that company officials believe that they do have enough cash to make that payment, that they don't have to go out and do a capital raise if they don't want to. Now, that doesn't mean they've ruled out a capital raise, we should point out, but we're going to hear what sources are telling us inside Tesla is that the capital raise, where they have enough cash to pay this, a potential capital raise, is all going to be addressed by Elon Musk I think it's January.
I mean, they'd ask him on the call.
It's more than just ask. These are the fundamental questions about Tesla. Do they need a capital raise? Last time, the last earnings call,
no way.
We broke the story before it came out that he was telling people he does not need a capital raise, and he said it during the call. He didn't rule it out for the future, just so you know. The other thing now is the bond payment. Do they have enough cash do they have $1 billion in cash?
Right.
You know?
But remember, they've just announced that they were rejiggering their assembly line hours and they are cutting some of the hours.
Yeah.
So obviously they're trying to either raise cash or preserve cash.
So, you know, they do have a cash issue, is what you're hearing here from inside the company based on their actions. So the question is, from what I hear inside the company, I'm just telling you what I'm hearing. I'm not saying it's true. And by the way, he may turn around on January 30th. I think that's Wednesday, right? He may turn around, or Thursday. He may turn around and say, we're going to raise money anyway. We're this close. We can pay off from existing cash, but we're going to raise money anyway. I don't know. I don't have a good read on that, but I do.
Didn't Larry Ellison make a big investment? He's a real believer in Tesla.
I don't know if he made an investment. I think he's a big supporter. He might be on the board right now. So listen, they have the ability to raise money, obviously. Yeah. So, but that would dilute shareholders. If they go into debt, that would be a problem because they could run afoul of the rating agencies, and they'd have to pay up for it. So the real question is, do they have the cash on hand to pay off $1 billion? I'm hearing that they do, but we're gonna see what the numbers look like. Remember, they did do a lot of rejiggering just now,
right? Yep.
So it makes you wonder if they really do have the money. And I can tell you, investors are highly dubious. They may skate by the skin of their teeth, but they are the stuff I'm hearing from people that look at this company every day, look at the balance sheet, talk to suppliers, talk to everybody down the line, is that the numbers just don't add up.
Do teeth have skin?
Teeth?
You just said the skin of their teeth.
That's a common cliche. By the skin of their teeth. By the way, we should. Musk sounds like Dr. Evil.
All right, we've got to go. I'm interrupting this self-love fest.